Yo, JD here, Limitless, and we are finally back with a new 1v1 challenger, and I'm probably going to get this name horrendously wrong. Apologies for that. But it is Michael Romanidis, aka Williams Michael, who used to be JM Michael and Williams. He's a Williams Esports driver who will be at the Pro Draft this year, a former AOR champion, and today we're starting off with Silverstone. This was his first track choice. So whenever I go against people, I give them the option to go first. And then if they win theirs, well, whenever we do this first race, I then choose my next race. So I will select. And if we win both our races, it goes to a round 3. So basically, it's the best 2-3. So yes, coming into this, he is an extremely quick driver. I think he's competing on AOR PC this year. And as I said, going to the Pro Draft, he is one of the quickest guys on the game, without a doubt. Went against Nicholas Longley last time out, managed to get the W against him. But just for the record, and 5 lap races, it doesn't mean the full story. I might even change it to 25%, perhaps. Let me know if you want to change a format or anything at all. But I will be going against people of all ability levels, to the best in esports, to people who are very inexperienced. It doesn't really matter to me, and hopefully this is a platform to get maybe people's names out there, or just to get to know people a bit better. I will be doing a podcast kind of format in future, but this was recorded before all of that was suggested. But so far this race, Silverstone, and in 5 lap races in general, really, you do not want to be the car ahead, although I'm going for a move there. But in these races, it's okay to really sit behind, and unfortunately that is one of the issues of this game, which I really hope they do change, because in real life you don't want to be the car behind, you want to be the car ahead, because being the car behind, you have dirty air and all this, and it's really hard to get close and everything. You really want to be car ahead as much as possible, as we're thinking about going down the inside, but decide to be better of it. But one of the problems with this game is with the ERS and everything. You can just save so much fuel, ERS, even tyres.
Expect that a little bit there
behind someone else. But we're just having a bit of fun here for the first couple of laps. But honestly, in these races, you don't want to be leading as much. And I'm just testing how late I can brake. This is on the PC. And no activate windows as well. That is a good thing to see. Someone did suggest that, and I have hopefully completely solved that now. But yeah, you can see getting away a little bit. But moving on towards the end, honestly, not really too much happened in this. And yeah, just biding my time. So you've got a fair amount of ERS left, but he is very, very quick. This is with default setups as well. So no setups, completely fixed setups for this. And right now my plan was really just to try and get him on his penultimate lap, and then try and have enough ERS to fend him off for the very, very last lap here. So not able to get him down the straight, so we're going to have to go into this last lap trying to overtake him, and he's probably harvested quite a bit of his ERS as well. So going through here, taking that line, which I learned from Jarno Opmeer, who always rides over that curb. He did that in esports when we rode together. I find that really suits me as well, and it looks like he has saved quite a bit of ERS now. And honestly, I'm actually pretty happy that I'm actually keeping up with him, because I know how good he is. And I'm fully expecting in this series, when I go against esports drivers and stuff, although I feel I am really good at the game, I'm not expecting to win a lot of the time, honestly, because these guys, this is their jobs. As I said, I had 50% ERS, as you can see, not quite having the 50% ERS, so they're playing a little bit of a mind game going into here now. But it's really crucial I get a good exit off here, short shift in the 4th gear, just to minimise that wheel spin. And you can see he's got quite a decent lead, but since he doesn't have as much ERS supposedly, I could hopefully try and catch him in a straight line. But as I said, fixed setups here, so we're running exactly the same wings. 6 wings we're running, so let's see what we can do here. Is try to save all the fuel and ERS and try and get a really good launch onto Hangar Straight, which we do. He goes a little bit on the grass, and this could be a potential opportunity. Going purple in the first sector, green in the middle sector. Closing very, very quickly, and go down the inside here, making a tiny bit of contact. He runs just about off track. He goes to the inside. We're going to try and go around the outside of him this time. Getting the move almost done. We've gone into the lead temporarily. But he goes for the switchback. Go down the inside, trying to control the car and just going across the line. He has just pipped me to that. So that is the first race to him. And
well, I did record that.
Yeah, that was pretty fun to do, actually, despite not much happening in the first 3 laps or anything at all. I was pretty happy with that, but that was actually his choice to do Silverstone, which I think was quite ballsy because that's a track I like. And again, you may think this is just horrendous, but I decided to put it on Silverstone because I wanted my revenge. I wanted to try and get that W
I'm not going to be able to hear
back against him here. So yeah, I wanted a little bit of a redemption. And a very similar story you'll probably find again that is just going to be literally sitting behind, which is why I might even change this to maybe even the 25%. But again, when you're racing with just 2 people, even though someone's a lot quicker than you or something, or you're quicker than them, on this game, unless you're about 8/10 faster than someone else, you're pretty much not going to get out of the DRS zone. It's very easy to stay with someone in the DRS zone. So, yeah, I don't know what to do. Maybe to throw in some AI cars or something like that. That might be a little bit more entertaining. We can start from the back of the grid and who can get through the quickest. Maybe that is an idea. If you can even do that, I might even be talking just complete nonsense. But anyway, please put it down in the suggestion down below here. But going for Magnus Beck is literally almost pushing him through these couple of corners and trying to get a good exit to hang straight, and pretty much a complete repeat of the first race, just chilling behind him. Don't know why I look behind there because there's only 2 people in the lobby. But moving on to a penultimate lap of the race again, we come across the line, we set the fastest lap of a 28.2, which is not really too bad with fixed laps, and you can see got a lot more EOS harvested this time. And I was trying to learn my lesson from the first race. I want to get him on this penultimate lap and then try and just hold him off for the entire last lap. That was really the target that I was aiming for. So you can see you've got the DRS here and closing ever so slowly. Don't think we're going to go for a move on this occasion here. We know we don't. We actually decide to stay behind him, go into 4th gear again just to make sure the rear end is just nice and stable, and then short stream through here just to get some really good traction, and got some very good traction on this occasion because he got plenty of EOS left. And I think he's doing a different tactic this time now. He's deciding pretty much to let me go and hoping that I'm going to use all my EOS. So now, or maybe he's just going to make sure that he can get me on this straight because he wants the lead going into the last lap. That's really the tactic, especially around this track, or probably any track in a 5-lap race. You want to be leading going into the last lap, and exactly what he's done. He's gone back past me again. Nothing I could really do there. I think he would have got around the outside of me even if I defended on the inside. So I'm going to make him just maybe defend a little bit. He doesn't do that this time, but luckily this time we actually have a lot more EOS to play with, and we're actually a lot closer than we were on the previous race. So let's see if I can make a difference this time compared to I did in race 1. So going through here, we probably could even go for a move going into this one, but I want to get the DRS. You can see me backing off ever so slightly because I want to get that DRS for this straight. So I actually purposely did a little lift on the throttle there, and you can see we have got the DRS. So let's see what we can do here. Going up into Rich and then overtake, going in a straight line here. He is not defending this at all, which I'm quite surprised at, because if he did, that would have been very difficult to overtake him. But he decides to actually let me have the corner. Going into here now, he tries to go down the inside going through into here, but I get some very good traction coming off this corner, and I'm going to put it into overtake. Easily amount of EOS available. He can't do what I did to him on the previous lap, so going completely just about flat out through the old turn 1 of Silverstone. And going to Magnus and Beck, it's my favourite sequence of corners on the game. Going to this left-handed one, but turning could have gone a little bit earlier there, and going a little bit too much in the cup, so that was not an ideal. But he hasn't got an amazing run off this corner, and this time let's see if he can go around the outside. So I'm going to go defending purely on the inside. I'm going to outbrake him, try and outbrake him going to here, going to right to the edge of the track. We don't actually make contact. Pretty much an identical situation to did in the first race, going around the outside, and this time just going to just hold it on the apex, going across the line. And what's this going to be? This is going to be a win from myself. And again, not too much action really until the last 2 laps, but unfortunately, that's what it is when you come to do a 5-lap race. So that means, for the first time in this series, or when I've actually gone against someone, we are going to a final race. And that final race, I give it the option to my challenger, whoever won first, which he did. So we are going to Germany, Hockenheim, which is a track I actually really enjoy as well. So as usual, starting with the fixed setups, we've got 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Doesn't matter if I don't get a good start here because there's only 2 people and it's such a short run down, but we get a very nice start, but no need to really overtake him going into this sequence of corners. So again, very important that I'm trying to lead going into this last lap, but I know he is very good around here. I've watched a few of his AOR races and he's been very, very quick around this track, so I knew it was not going to be an easy feat.
Rich for this entire one.
And as I'm saying there, you can go in rich for this entire race, but you'll be able to see I'm not going to go in rich the entire time because the engine will actually get overheated as we're going down the inside. So trying to take the initiative ever so early, trying to get a good exit. He gets a slightly better exit, making contact in the process of doing that.
But I wouldn't do that if you're on 30 because after one lap.
Yeah, and we're just talking about the engine. If you go running rich the whole time, although you can do it, it will actually start to overheat her engine and you actually get a little bit of a reduction in engine power. Not that much, but definitely something. And when you're going against a driver like him, you need all the engine power that you really can get. And yeah, the DRS is just so powerful, and the curbs are lethal, as you just saw there. The curbs are absolutely deadly. You don't want to be running on them too many times here, but with this fixed setup, a chronic amount of understeer through here. And let's see, I go in 6th gear through here. A lot of people, especially in esports, they go in 7th gear, but obviously they're running a lot more oversteery, more pointy setup, so you need that stability with the higher end gear. But going through here, I'm just making sure that I'm just going to stay in the DRS zone. I hopefully shouldn't let him get out of the DRS zone, but I just want to make sure I'm still within this DRS zone. Let's see what we're going to do in this occasion. We're not going to go down the inside this time here. Trying to get some good traction off here, but it wasn't particularly great. I've definitely noticed I really do struggle with the traction on this game. I really do. And I noticed my throttle input, I think I'm coming off the throttle too slowly. I noticed on my other pedals on the Thrustmaster, I came off the throttle instantly, whereas you'll be able to see in the really heavy braking zone, I've just noticed that really just by doing this video here, that I'm coming off a little bit too slowly. So maybe my throttle is a little bit too sensitive, because it is, when I'm resting my foot, it's pretty much right up against it the whole time. So I think I might have to make that not as sensitive here. But coming across the line, we are easily within the DRS zone. DRS is finally enabled now, and you can see running a lean here, that just gives you slightly better traction and just making the engine not blow up pretty much, and that's what I'm looking for. So on this lap, I don't really need to overtake him, but I need to get close enough for the penultimate lap, because I really want to be leading going into this last lap. But going down the inside here, decide to think of something a little better. Just really trying to put him under a little bit more pressure. But you really do have to save your ERS around this track, because the ERS just goes so quickly. So we're going to go down the inside again and just about getting the move done. But as I'm saying that, I think at the time I was probably wanting to be behind him going into last lap. I know that's completely contradicting what I'm saying, but I think remembering my mindset during this, and it might even be right as we're almost losing on the car once again, you probably want to be really close into the last lap, because that DRS zone is just so powerful down that straight. Probably one of the most powerful DRS zones that you can get. So coming to here now, I probably wasn't too concerned that he was going to overtake me. So I'm going to try and save as much ERS as I can this lap and try and really force him to use as much ERS as possible. Going to here, always not getting a particularly great exit going through here. He's right up behind me, and this is just going to be just an easy pass. No point even defending this or whatsoever here. So we're just going to slot in behind him, and going into this braking zone, I decided not to pull out. I probably should have pulled out and made it a little bit more difficult for him in this occasion, but getting some decent traction here, putting it to high, no hot lap or anything, because we have got under 40% ERS. and then putting it back down again. But I'm going to leave it enriched for the end of this race now. Going a little bit too early on that curve. You can see it just really kind of unsettles the car ever such a little bit. But yeah, I need to be close now at the start of the lap. But you can see he's actually pulling away already. And look at this corner. I just noticed this when I was doing the video. Look at the traction. Look how much he is pulling away. That is just... He must be in hot lap, because look at the gap he's just got. It is just... That gap is just insane. He's just pulled well over half a second in like 2 corners, and he must have been in hot lap there, because a 12.6 with the default setup is very, very good. So I think he's just trying to get that gap as much as possible. So I might have been caught napping ever so a little bit. So I really need to get a good exit. This is really probably one of my last opportunities. We'll go purple in this first sector. But despite how powerful the ERS or the DRS is, we are just too far behind. It would take an outrageous dive bomb going to him. But we're braking very, very late. Spotting the braking point very, very nicely. And getting quite a good exit as well. I was just praying that he was not going to have any ERS for this last sector. Definitely made up some time there. And let's see if I can do anything going through this middle sector. But once again, just too early. Way too early going through here. Trying to hold it flat out through here. But even if he doesn't have any ERS, it's probably not going to be enough. So I'm just going to hope maybe even into the last corner if I'm close enough here. So braking that bit later. Late apex here. Trying to get a good exit. And you can see this time he must have been a hot lap before, because he definitely didn't get as good exit. But coming across the last corner, unless he gets a time penalty or something like that, going across the line, he wins this.
Nice.
And he is beating me in this 1v1 challenge. Yeah. I want to say thank you very much to Michael for coming on. It was awesome to race against him, one of the fastest drivers in the world on F1 2019, and I wish him the best of luck for the Pro Draft. Let me know who you want me to go against next. I've already gone against a couple of people which are coming out in the pipeline. But thank you so much. Thank you to Michael. Thank you for watching and support my channel. And I'll catch you very soon. Peace.